All right, if you're a content creator, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You felt it, right? That tidal wave of just generic, mass-produced stuff that sounds okay, but gives you absolutely nothing. Well, it's got a name, AI slop. And today, we're going to break down the game plan, the strategic blueprint for not just surviving it, but actually winning in the new world of 2026. So yeah, let's just dive right in.
I mean, the floodgates are wide open now. AI is just churning out endless articles, videos, social posts, you name it. But here's the catch. Most of it, it's just a weak echo of stuff that's already out there. It's creating this incredible amount of noise that's bearing anything with real value. And you know who loses? The audience. They're left feeling frustrated, like they've wasted their time. This is the big, central challenge we're all facing right now.
You know, for the longest time, the game was super simple, right? Just keep people watching. That's it. But the platforms have wised up. They realize that watch time, it's so easy to game with clickbait and flashy titles that don't deliver. So the algorithm has changed. It's not just about getting that click anymore. Nope. It's all about what happens after the click. The new name of the game is viewer satisfaction.
So this new currency, we've got to talk about it. It's called VSAT, which stands for viewer satisfaction, and this is huge. The platforms are now actively trying to figure out, did this video make the viewer feel smarter? Did they feel like their time was actually well spent? And they're tracking this with stuff like surveys after the video, but here's the big one. Do they come back to your channel for more? If you deliver real value, you win. It's really that simple.
Okay, so the million-dollar question is, how do you actually deliver that value and crush it with VSAT when we're all drowning in this AI slop? Well, that is exactly where the 2026 content roadmap comes into play. Think of this as your guide, your playbook, for building a channel that isn't just going to survive the next few years. It's going to become an absolutely essential resource for your audience.
This whole roadmap, it's really built on three core ideas, three big pillars. First up, we've got building a micro-niche moat. Think of it like a defense. Second, we're going to create a hybrid binge path for our viewers. And third, and this one's my favorite, is mastering something called authenticity arbitrage. All right, let's break down what each of these actually means and, more importantly, how you can start using them.
Okay, Pillar 1, the micro-niche moat. Let's start with the absolute foundation of your whole strategy. We're talking about building a deep, defensible moat around what you know. This is way more than just picking a niche. It's about completely owning it. Because, look, in a world full of generalist AI, being a generalist creator is basically a death sentence. A micro-niche moat means you stop trying to be everything to everybody. Instead, you focus like a laser on solving the super specific problems, those little friction points, for a very, very specific audience. The goal? To become the go-to authority.
And this really is the mantra for the next few years. Specificity is wealth. I mean, think about it. The more specific the problem you solve, the more valuable your answer is. General answers? They're a dime a dozen now. They're free. They're everywhere. But specific, expert answers? Man, those are rare. And that's what people are desperately looking for.
So practically, how do you build this moat? Well, it all starts with really truly understanding your audience's biggest pain points. And I mean these specific ones. Then you focus all your content, and I mean exclusively, on solving those problems. The end game here is to become so authoritative that when anyone, or even an AI, is looking for an answer in your little corner of the world, your content is the one they find, the one they pull from, the definitive source.
All right, on to Pillar 2, the hybrid binge path. So once you've got your moat figured out, this next part builds right on top of it. This is all about how you structure your content to literally guide someone from who is this person all the way to becoming a loyal fan. And we do that with what's called the hybrid binge path. Now, this isn't about choosing shorts or long-form videos. No, it's about using them together as one powerful system. Think of your short-form stuff as the hook. That's what gets people in the door. But it's your long-form content where the real learning happens, where you really build that authority. See how there's a really clear difference in what each format does? Shorts are for those quick 60-second breakthroughs, little aha moments that grab attention. They're basically trailers for your bigger content. And that main feature? That's your long-form, deep-dive videos. That's where you deliver the real, comprehensive value and build that lasting trust and authority. The real key here is to start thinking of your channel less like an entertainment feed and more like a searchable library, a resource. Use things like chapter timestamps so people can jump right to the exact answer they're looking for. This shows you respect their time, and it shifts your entire focus away from just chasing views to actually helping your viewer make progress. And let me tell you, that is a massive driver for viewer satisfaction.
And that brings us to Pillar 3, authenticity arbitrage. This might just be the most important one of all. In a world that is just flooded with perfectly polished but kind of soulless AI content, your single biggest advantage is being, well, human.
We call it authenticity arbitrage because you're literally capitalizing on the trust gap. See, while everyone else is using AI to create this perfect-looking but empty shell, you're going to lean into the messy, raw human stuff. And that builds a kind of trust that AI just can't touch, ever.
Here's the best way to think about AI in your workflow. Think of AI as your prep cook. You know, the person in the kitchen chopping the vegetables, organizing ingredients. It's amazing for research, for sorting data, for all those tedious tasks. But you, the human, have to stay the head chef. You're the one with the vision, the one who sets the strategy, defines the voice, and makes the final call. The second you let AI become the head chef, that's when you start making that generic slop we've been talking about.
So how do you actually create this proof of human? It's simple, really. Be transparent. Show people the raw data you're working with. Share your messy prototypes in your early drafts. And this is a big one. Talk openly about when you fail and, more importantly, what you learned from it. Because right now, human-verified insights, that's the only currency that isn't getting cheaper by the day.
So when you put all of this together, when you build your micro-niche moat, create that hybrid binge path, and really lean into authenticity arbitrage, all three of these pillars lead to one incredibly powerful result. And it's not just about views anymore. It's about building an actual engaged community.
This whole process creates something we call the community intelligence loop. And it's a game changer. You stop guessing what people want to see. Instead, you just ask them. Use community polls, ask them to vote on the next topic. Then, you build exactly what they asked for. And when you do that, they feel a real sense of ownership, a real investment in where the channel is going. And this just completely flips the script. Your viewers, they're not just a passive audience anymore. They're not just a number on a subscriber count. They become active partners. You could even say they're shareholders in your content roadmap. They're co-creating the future of the channel right alongside you. And honestly, that is the ultimate defense against becoming irrelevant.
So that's really the choice that every single one of us has to make as we head towards 2026. The playbook, the strategies we just talked about, they're right here. The only question you have to ask yourself is this. When the AI slop hits its peak, is your content going to be part of that overwhelming, deafening noise? Or is it going to be the clear, trusted signal that everyone is desperately trying to find?